Hello everyone, and welcome back to In Focus with Ken Clough Photography. I'm Ken Clough, photographer, storyteller, and someone who's always been interested in why we create and not just what we create. This episode is a little different. I'm recording this while attending MAGFest 2026, a place that on the surface looks like a gaming and music festival. But once you step inside, you realize it's something much bigger. It's a community. It's a creative ecosystem, and for me, it's become a powerful reset button. I come here with my camera, not a shot list, not with expectations, and not with pressure to deliver anything specific. And every time I do, I leave seeing differently. Today, I want to talk about what photographing cosplayers at MAGFest teaches me about collaborative storytelling, and how stepping outside what I normally do, outside my comfort zone, resets my creativity and moves me forward as a creative artist. Returning to MAGFest as a creative reset. Walking into MAGFest feels fundamentally different than walking into a wedding or portrait session. There's no timeline, no checklist, no deliverables. Instead, there's sound, motion, color, and constant creativity happening all around you. When you step into a space like this, your usual habits don't work the same way. You can't rely on routine. You have to fall back on memory muscle, and that's exactly the point. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your creativity is to put yourself somewhere unfamiliar, with a camera and an open mind. MAGFest forces me to slow down and see again. Not in the way that's efficient or polished, but in the way that's curious. And curiosity is where creativity starts. Leaving the comfort zone on purpose. There's something powerful about intentionally stepping outside what you normally do. At MAGFest, everything is unscripted. The lighting changes every few feet. The backgrounds are chaotic. People move constantly. You don't get perfect conditions. And because of that, you stop chasing perfection. You start responding instead of controlling. When I can't fall back on habit, I start seeing again. I notice posture, gesture, energy, intent. This kind of environment keeps you sharp, but more importantly, it keeps you honest. It strips photography back to what it actually means. Cosplay as collaborative storytelling. One of the most important lessons MAGFest reinforces for me is this. Cosplayers aren't subjects. They're collaborators. Every cosplayer you meet there has already done an enormous amount of creative work before you ever lift your camera. They've designed, built, studied, practiced, and embodied a character. They know how that character stands, how they move, how they should hold themselves. So when I approach someone to photograph them, I'm not directing. I'm listening. Posing becomes a conversation. Sometimes they'll ask, do you want something heroic, something darker, something playful? And in that moment, the image stops being mine and it becomes ours. That's collaborative storytelling. And it's one of the most creatively freeing experiences a photographer can have. What cosplayers teach me about seeing people. Cosplayers bring more than costumes to the frame. They bring pride, vulnerability, identity, joy. My role isn't to improve the narrative, it's to recognize what's already there, to see the people the way they want to be seen. That lesson carries far beyond MAGFest. It shows up in weddings, in portraits, and in every environment where trust matters. Different setting, same human truth. When people feel respected, they open up. And when they open up, images become honest. Chaos as a classroom. MAGFest is visual chaos, and that's part of why it works so well as a creative teacher. You learn to find clarity inside noise. You learn to isolate emotion in motion. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and start paying attention. Creativity doesn't come from perfect conditions. It comes from attention. Some of my favorite images from MAGFest aren't technically perfect, but they're alive, and that matters more. Resetting creativity through generosity. Another part of what resets my creativity here is generosity. I share the images I make with cosplayers, freely, thoughtfully, not as a transaction, but as a thank you, and the reactions are powerful. People feel seen. They feel valued. They feel proud of the work they've done. And something unexpected happens when you create that way. Creativity becomes renewable instead of draining. The energy comes back. MAGFest reminds me that photography doesn't have to extract value to have meaning. Sometimes the act of giving is what restores your creative momentum. Carrying the reset back to my work. Every time I leave MAGFest, I bring something home with me. Not just images, but perspective. I listen more, I direct less, I stay open longer. After MAGFest, I come back seeing differently, and that changes everything I photograph. Stepping outside your lane doesn't distract you from your work, it sharpens it. Closing reflection. An invitation. Growth doesn't live inside repetition. Creative artists need friction. They need play. They need new perspective. MAGFest isn't a break from my work, it's fuel for it. And before I close, I want to say this. If you're a cosplayer here at MAGFest and you see me with a camera, please say hello. I'd love to collaborate, create something meaningful together, and share images that honor the work that you put into your character. The best images happen when creativity is shared. Thank you for listening to In Focus with Ken Clough Photography. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who's feeling creatively stuck or who needs permission to step outside their comfort zone. You can find more of my work, photography, and podcast episodes at kencloughphotography.com, and you can follow along on social media for images from MAGFest and beyond. Until next time, keep seeing, keep creating, and don't be afraid to step somewhere unfamiliar. I'm Ken Clough, and this has been In Focus with Ken Clough Photography.